Here's another quick guide on how to make your life a complete mess. Step 1. Eliminate your goals. Don't set your sights on a future self and refrain from creating a vision for your life. This will prevent you from moving forward in life because you won't be able to gauge your progress without a goal. Get rid of any desire to escape an unfavorable circumstance and accept the notion that this is the only person you can be and that this is the way life is. It's self-acceptance, not hopelessness. Use your self-love as a justification for going nowhere and losing your mind. Confuse self-love with self-neglect and live life aimlessly without understanding your true purpose. Step 2. Remain indoors. Stay hidden and carry out your operations in the shadows. Avoid being seen by others. Never allow yourself to be judged by others. Keep yourself closed off to new ideas and perspectives, and allow algorithms to ingrain deep patterns of repetitive behavior and topics. Catering only to your already narrow interests until you spend the rest of your life seeing and thinking the same things. Allow your world to contract along with your mind. Step 3. Minimize risk. Avoid taking risks when doing something. You don't want to become like that one guy, remember his name, who did that thing and lost everything. Think that by avoiding risk, you can avoid suffering. Consider that those who have achieved great success have done so by making decisions that were obviously advantageous and had few discernible drawbacks. Then, wait for your opportunity to present itself. Never make a risky joke, ask for a raise, or stand up for what you believe in. Never apply for a job unless you are certain that you will be hired. Never go out with someone unless you are absolutely certain that they are interested. Don't raise your hand if you think your question is stupid. Wait for the obvious play because it will eventually come into view, right? Step 4. Think too much. Make sure that every choice you make, no matter how small, requires careful consideration. Assume that your own reasoning is. Get lost in your own mind's fog, free from outside scrutiny. Create your own unique theories about everything and test them out on yourself rather than on others. Step 5 is to eat. Never produce more than you consume. Keep your mind stimulated at all times, not by your own creative endeavors, of course, but by the things that other people make. Fill your mind with content rather than great works of art or knowledge. Knowingly allow those who promote increased consumption to influence you. Maintain constant awareness of reviews, rumors, and comparisons. Pay your dues on time to stay in this cycle, and if consumption becomes compulsive, stop. Motivate yourself instead by accumulating things rather than by fostering virtue. Even better, you are no longer required to consider it. Step 6. Abstain from criticism. Avoid spending time with people who will hold you accountable, disagree with your opinions, or offer other viewpoints. Spend time only with people who share your opinions and behaviors. Always pass judgment on those who live in a different way, and always be the first to end a discussion of an issue you have strong feelings about. Let your ego prevent you from experiencing any real growth and live your life thinking that you miraculously have the right perspective on issues like politics, religion, and relationships. Never experience what it's like to have your worldview questioned. It's unpleasant. Step 7. Maintain secrecy. Never, under any circumstance, let anyone see your darker side. Don't talk to anyone about the mistakes you've made or the issues you face. Let your addictions grow covertly, where they can continue to grow stronger. Become prone to keeping your feelings, thoughts, and deeds to yourself. Be proactive in upholding a facade of excellence. Never let anyone think that you might struggle or have weaknesses that are common to humans. Just concentrate on the performance, the show must go on. Let what you do behind closed doors continue to rot you from the inside. Step 8. Prevent conflict. Don't bring up anything that makes you uncomfortable. Tell the person who has wronged you, "It's okay, bro, we're good." Never let your disapproval come across as overt. Allow your anger to fester over time. Don't correct errors as they occur, instead act as if you aren't aware of them. After all, you don't want to talk about anything that makes you uncomfortable. You want people to think you're nice and just really easy to get along with, or at least that's what you hope they say. You don't want them to think you're a bad person. Let minor disagreements go unresolved. Every room should contain an elephant. Allow resentment that is unspoken to fester and grow until it overwhelms you. It's okay if you gradually start to hate everyone around you as long as they don't hate you, but try to avoid snapping because that makes you look bad. Step 9. Be pessimistic. Always find a way to make the situation appear negative, as if a demon were persuading you that it was worse than it actually was. Instead of being happy that you get to obsessively complain about having to go to work and moan about all the things you need to do as if you were a kid being sent to bed. Become so accustomed to whining that you lose sight of positive events in your life. Cling tenaciously to narratives that undermine rather than strengthen you because everything is bad and stinks. Believe that you are playing a losing game and that nothing you do, including any new habits you try to establish, will ever be successful, will ever take hold since they have never done so before. Be the devil on your own shoulder, defeat yourself before you even begin, and focus only on your flaws until they are all you can see. Convince yourself that being helpless is somehow less painful than taking action as you swaddle yourself in despair. So if you want to just make things seem a little less happy and happier overall, you're in luck, because if you take this advice, you'll probably ruin the rest of your life. Instead of keeping these darker aspects of our psyche and behaviors hidden and not talking about them, these anti-tutorials serve as a kind of conduit for bringing them to light. It enables me to examine my own negative tendencies and see how absurd they are. Therefore, if you thought this was useful, please click the like button so that others can see it and, hopefully, learn how to identify their own negative thought patterns and behaviors. If you've watched a lot of my videos before, or this is your first one and you're just lurking, think about clicking the subscribe button. But aside from that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.